Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max&JuanCast. We back at it with the NBA content. Max, how you doing, bro? Haven't seen you in a minute.
I mean, it's just one extra day, bro. We're good. I'm good. How are you? How's your fingy? Your fingy's okay?
It's all right. It's crusty as hell. It's nasty. All right, but how was your Halloween, man? How'd you spend your Halloween?
I was honestly locked inside because it was a little too spooky to go out. No, I didn't do. I'm at that age, bro. I don't have a kid yet, so I don't really get to go trick or treating. But I spent it with some of my. I watched one of my sister's brother-in-laws just like spaz out about the Braves game, and he did not have a good day. But I'm confident the Braves are going to win this thing because F the Astros, F cheaters.
You know what though, Max? I kind of slowed down on the baseball ever since the Red Sox and the Dodgers got knocked out.
I know your two teams.
I know, man. I was kind of sad. So I probably only watched like one game of the World Series.
It's been a boring one.
Really? Well, I'm kind of glad.
It's not been the most.
Hey, man, the Braves are good though.
I saw their best player got hurt. Their best player got hurt in July or something. He tore his ACL, which is a very weird baseball injury. And ever since then, they've remade their outfield, and they're just kind of rolling. And they got hot at the right time. I feel like the only sport where that can't happen is basketball.
Yeah, which we're going to get today.
That's exactly. Like, do you ever feel like there's a basketball team that gets hot right before the playoffs and just like who's the Titans that one year they went to the AFC Championship game?
Man,
do they have? Like,
it has to be the Hawks last year.
Yeah, maybe the Hawks. They got hot but I feel like Philly imploded.
Yeah, but I mean the Hawks just. I mean, we had them losing in the first round. A lot of people had the Knicks beating.
Yeah, so
Cinderella story. They get all the way in a close Eastern Conference Finals. To be honest,
close. Giannis didn't play, and they got smashed. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got really hot. Like Trae Young was playing out. Low-key, the Bucks got hot.
They were a contender the whole year. Come on, I agree. They got hot at the right time, but
yeah.
I feel like in football and baseball, it's really prevalent. Like you can see a team like Green Bay the year they won the Super Bowl. They were a wild card, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, I can't speak for baseball. You know probably more of the history than me, but as far as the football goes, I think that's obvious, bro. Like you can throw regular season record out the window. It's whoever's playing the best football in January. Like even with basketball, I mean, I think a prime example of you don't really necessarily need to be hot into the playoffs is kind of the Nets. Like the Nets, I think barring injury, they look like they were ready to go once the playoffs started. And they barely played with each other.
Yeah, they flipped that switch, bro. No doubt.
But,
so where do you want to start, Juan? Because you always have to captain the ship. I'm not allowed to be captain. I have my learner's permit. So just tell me where you want to start. And look, guys, this isn't like the pick'ems or even a Sunday night. We're not going to work through every team. We're just going to bounce around. This is a casual conversation. It's a casual week. One shaved.
I think the top of the screen says it, bro. Overreactions and underreactions. That's what we're doing. We're what, Max? 2 weeks in to the NBA season, just about.
I'd say eight games in. How about that? 8 games.
We're
in.
8
not
games
even 10
in.
games.
All this stuff we're saying is gonna be an overreaction or underreaction. Honestly, we don't know shit yet. All right, there's things that have happened, but we got to give our thoughts, bro, because we're itching to talk some NBA. We canceled our NFL recap to give you guys this. Shout out to everyone who watched the Anthony Edwards video, which is doing absolutely amazing now. It is killing it. It's almost at 1,000 views. Me and Max are so proud of it. So we hope
Juan being generous with the roundup right there. I appreciate that though. I can't even hate on it.
I mean, it's at 700 plus, but it's getting there. It's almost at 1,000.
It's gonna get there. If I gotta watch it 300 more times, it's gonna get there, bro. I'll tell you that. Look,
welcome anyone who's new to the channel who discovered us from the Anthony Edwards video and cares about our opinion. Welcome to the channel, bro. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below whatever you guys think your overreaction is to the NBA so far. My overreaction so far is honestly the Cavs, man, because if you
Oh,
want to
give
talk
it
about our
time, Juan. Give
if
it
you want to talk
time.
about our NBA preview, me and Max went absolute ham on the Cavs. This was one of our locks for our over unders. We locked in the under for
3 and
wins.
4 as the debut of this. Like, don't. I'm still confident they're going under, but I have to say, Juan, I love, emphasis on love, the big boy lineup.
I love it too. I
We
love it
got
too,
Laurie
man.
Marketing, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley. It's funny because I'll check the box score and Score Center, and they'll say, or the ESPN app, Score Center. I'm old, I guess. It says center, power forward. I'm like, that's awesome. But I will say, Laurie's always been a good person when it comes to moving laterally, and Evan Mobley is just a Swiss Army knife, bro. He's looked great. I'm gonna say, do you think we're overreacting about how good he can be on defense? Because I think Evan
No,
Mobley's been the
I
best
haven't
rookie I've seen.
I haven't seen a rookie as good as Evan Mobley on defense in my life. Honestly, in my lifetime. Uh I went back and I tried to watch some like KG film on him back in Minnesota. I was hearing a lot of people say like KG's rookie year, he was absolutely amazing on defense. Guys like that. That was in my lifetime. I didn't experience that. I'm talking about all the rookies I've ever seen come out of college and be as sound as he is in that rim area. I haven't seen it. He's been absolutely amazing, Max. And I'm so impressed. I'm so happy. That was my favorite rookie coming out was
Oh my
Evan
god,
Mobley.
yes.
And as much as I loved him, Max, I did not see him being this good out the gates.
So you're saying you didn't see him playing small forward?
No, not at all. And I
I
loved
heard that, and I think we addressed it, and I was like, I think that's asinine
yeah.
because he can be so special protecting the basket. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's just the type of guy. Because what they do is they'll have him in the corner, right on the corner shooter, where he can get to the protect the basket and
Yeah.
then run out and do a closeout. He's got the length and quickness where it's just destructive. He's like a free safety out there.
Yeah. And you mentioned Laurie Marketing. I like what he's bringing to the table. I wasn't a big fan of the signing. I don't know why he went to Cleveland, but it was an obvious reason. I mean, maybe he just liked the place. Maybe it was because they gave him the most money. I don't know. But I like what they have going. Okay.
Maybe he
I'm not
wanted to
saying they're
learn
gonna
from
I'm not
Kevin
Max.
Love.
I'm not
Maybe that.
Kevin Love. Yeah.
Maybe he
Kevin
just
Love
wanted to be
too.
like, "Hey, you're white. I'm white. Show me the way. How do I get that bag, K Love? Teach me the ways." But
But
he's not
Max,
having a bad year. He
no,
could
he's
be a
not.
good
He
player
looks
on a bunch of
engaged.
teams.
But I want to preference this, Max. I'm
Okay.
not saying they're gonna be a playoff team. I'm not saying that. I just think they're not gonna be that pushover in
Like
the
they might be
NBA.
frisky. They're not going to get blown out by 30 every game.
Exactly. That's all it is. They're kind of like the Pelicans, of
Oh, I
last
don't
year.
know. No, I don't. You know what? I think we should go there right now, man. I'm not even trying to have a smooth transition like that. But they are starting off 1-6, I believe. We're
Sheesh.
taping this on Monday. I know there's games today. Look, when I got one big thing about this season for the Pelicans, and it's 300. You want to guess what that 300 is for?
What's that?
That's Zion's weight, apparently. I'm not making it up. My boy's husky. Walt Frazier called him a little husky boy.
Yeah.
There's no timetable, man. He's going to get scanned in 2 to 3 weeks, and they still don't know when he's going to be back. And I heard this stat somewhere. Anthony Davis played 400 something games. Zion's played, I think, 90. Do you think Zion gets to 400 games with the Pels?
It's not looking like that.
I
It's
don't
so
care how good
weird.
he is, Juan. He can't, if you're not out there, it's not helping your team. Availability, one, is what?
Your best ability.
And that's what Zion lacks, man. And I'm not here to say he's fat or porky. I think he is a little bit big, and maybe that contributes to the lower body injuries. We always talk about this with running backs or receivers. One, Those are the worst type of injuries. I don't give a shit if a running. Oh, I said the first curse word. I'm sorry. I don't care how many times a running back messes up his shoulder. Like, I know it's bad, but would you rather have a running back hurt a shoulder one or his knee?
Shoulder.
All day. And Zion
Yeah.
Williamson, a guy who's so predicated on athleticism, tore his meniscus, busted his foot, has had the knee sprain.
All lower body.
And he's carrying a lot of extra weight, according to people, if the reports are true. I don't love it, man. And this team is bad. 1-6. I don't get the Jonas Valanciunas thing. They were like, hey, we have Steven Adams. Now we have a Steven Adams that can shoot. That's great. I really like Brandon Ingram, but I don't think he's a top dog. Maybe he's a third fiddle.
Yeah.
And
it
Devontae
sucks.
Graham is whatever, man.
It sucks, Max, because I was looking at the NBA slate of games tomorrow. And you guys will be seeing this Tuesday morning. But for Tuesday basketball on TNT, the Pelicans are on national television. And it's going to be bad. I think they play the Phoenix Suns. They're probably going to get waxed. But this team it's bad, bro. It went from a real interesting team to watch with Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, basically all the pieces that they got from the Lakers with the Anthony Davis trade, to an absolute train wreck. Like, it's what do they have right now as far as value? Like,
I'm looking
Brandon
at the
Ingram?
roster one. You tell me if the person's an asset. Ingram?
That's the biggest asset. I would argue he's a bigger asset right now as far as trade value wise than Zion, due to Zion's injury and weight problem.
I think you could get something for Josh Hart. One, they just drafted Trey Murphy, but he's an unknown. Alexander Walker, I'm not really in love with the guy. They squandered a lot of the picks they have and are gonna have. I just don't like the makeup of the team. The fit of it's always been weird. They traded Drew Holiday one. Why? Last year, I know it's a year old, but they could have used a guy like Drew Holiday last year and even this year.
Right.
It's just bad roster construction by David Griffin. Willie Green, I don't think he's a bad coach. I can't really base what I've seen. I can't really base his performance on what I've seen because they don't have their best player. And it's a crappy roster. I mean, you can only coach them up so good. You have your bigs are Jackson Hayes, Jonas Valanciunas. You have no power forward. You have Josh Hart moonlighting as one. And it's just not good, man.
Their roster fucking sucks, bro. Look, they're a train wreck. This team is better off in, like, move them to Vegas, move them to Seattle.
Oh, no one cares about them too. Yeah, I got to say that. No one gives a shit about them.
They're a poor franchise. Mickey Loomis is all about the freaking Saints. Like, no one cares about the Pelicans, man. Like, I'm safe to say, from what I've watched so far, I think the Pelicans are the absolute worst team in the league. I think they're worse than the Thunder, in my opinion.
Do they have a player who's as good at? I think so. Who's better, Ingram or Shea?
Shea.
I think Ingram's better right now, but I'd rather have Shea moving forward. I believe, and I'd rather have Dort. I like Dort a lot.
Josh
not
Giddey's
bad.
Been looking. A lot of their rookies have been looking solid.
A little Poku action.
Poku. What's the other dude that they have from
who? Derek Favors.
Is Derek Favors?
Yeah, I think Derek Favors on the Jazz. I mean, on the Thunder. Excuse me.
Yeah,
but I
would take the Thunder right now.
I like the Thunder too, man. I think the Hornets, the Pelicans messed up, but they got rid of Lonzo Ball. They've got rid of Josh Hart. They've got rid of two really good guards. And I don't think we're overreacting to how bad this team is. I think this might be an underreaction on this one, bro.
Yeah.
And they really could use Lonzo Ball the way you look at this roster. They kind of need a table setter.
And look a guy who's not though. Two transitions.
I'm not even trying to. This is just like we on the Xbox mic talking, bro. Because if you like, this is what I loved about Lonzo, bro. He don't really need the ball. He's a 3-and-D player. Everyone out there who says he's not, come on. He shoots 9 shots a game. I mean, I'll look it up real quick. Yeah. You can talk, Juan, but I've loved what I've seen from Lonzo and the Bulls.
I love the Bulls, man. I'm a fan. Look, I was a little bit more of a fan tonight. We're recording this on a Monday night. I did some betting. You know, I've been in the betting mood. Shout out to Bovado, sponsor us, bro. Hopefully you can become a sponsor one day. But I set a parlay today. I picked the Cavs over the Thunder. I had Indiana over the San Antonio Spurs, and I picked the Chicago Bulls over the Celtics. And the
Oh,
Bulls were down in this game.
you
Like
got lucky with that one, man.
yes,
They
dude.
went on a 39-10 run.
Yes. So I was like, oh my gosh, bro. And I was watching the game, and I was like, dude, like they got something going like that. That shows me that they have some grit in them. Because I think before this, that Bulls team would have been done last year. That's a done deal.
They've been a team in the past that just rolls over anytime they
Yeah.
get down by 15. They're 6-1 as of today, including that Boston win. We started talking about Lonzo one. He's averaging 12, 5 and 5, just playing solid defense. I think he's looked a lot better on defense than he was on the Pelicans. So does this make a player a 3-and-D player when they shoot 11 shots a game and 7 of them are threes?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
he
just wanted
doesn't play point guard. I love it, dude.
They have 3 ball handlers. They can
Yeah.
have him bring it up. They can have Levine bring it up. They can have DeRozan. Hey,
Caruso.
everyone who wants to hate us for hating Levine. We don't hate the guy. We've just never thought he's the type of guy to make a really bad team good. I'm standing by that. They have a good roster now. They have Domar's been an all-star. Levine should be an all-star this year. Vucevic has been one. Lonzo's a very good player. They have a good team in the East. I don't think
They
they're a
have
title contender one, but
no.
Levine's doing his thing. He's scoring. That's what he always does. Levine's a scorer.
You know what though, Max? Watching that game today against Boston late in the stretch, I felt like Levine would have tried to take over that game in a bad way, like shoot the Bulls out of it. He kind of deferred, man. He was passing the ball around. He deferred to DeMar DeRozan a couple of times. He passed it to one of their no-name players that's playing now because Patrick Williams is out. I can't remember his name. He has a weird name. But
Big injury.
yeah, big injury. And
He's
with him
fourth
out,
pick in the draft. He's like their 3-and-D guy. They kind of need like special defensive stopper.
yeah, he
Out
was
for
the
the
guy
year.
guarding the best player. And you know who's their number one defender now? It's Lonzo. Lonzo was the one guarding Tatum for most parts of like crucial minutes.
So is that why you were late to the podcast today? Because you were watching that game trying to cash out?
Maybe. I'll look. I put
Hey, we have to
$10
mention
on it. I
How
put
much did you spend on
$10.
it,
I
man?
won $98 off that parlay. Ain't no biggie. I mean, it's all right. I'm good at betting. It is
We
what it
have
is.
to. Oh my god, bro! I think we both took a bath though in the pick'ems this week. Oh my god, I did awful. But
I think everyone did awful.
yeah, but we have to talk about one more bull guy, man. We got to talk about our boy AC, man.
You say
Everything I've seen from him, and I mean, House of Highlights is just. Whew, I think he needs to put on protection. That's all I'm gonna say. He still needs protection because he makes a no look pass, which we've seen how many times from the Lakers, like all the time he did that type of crap. But he just makes winning plays, bro. I've been watching a couple games, and he bats out a ball on. He makes a rotation. He takes a charge. I low-key miss him on the Lakers, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like,
and the Bulls trust him, Max. They trust him.
Of course they trust him because he doesn't make negative plays. He plays within himself.
Yeah, it's not like one of these guys who were like, "Oh, we're just playing him because we're short in the rotation," or whatever. Like he's a glue guy.
He closed out games in the finals for the Lakers.
Yeah.
We have a video on
Shout
it.
out,
You guys should check it out.
Shout out to the Bulls. Hey, shout out to the Bulls. I'm convinced they watched our video. They're Max&JuanCast fan. They got 2 guys that we absolutely love, and we told people to watch out for, and that's Caruso and Lonzo Ball. Go ahead and check.
We
those
were a
out.
little
Quick
hard
little
on them
plug.
for the Vucevic trade, which I stand by. I still don't
At
really
the
love what
time,
they gave up.
it was deserved.
I agree. I still stand by it. I feel like they gave up a
Yeah.
lot to get him, and we didn't love the DeMar signing for the money.
Mhm.
But they're going to be a playoff team this year, bearing a implosion
They
of
look
epic
good.
proportion.
Yeah.
I still feel like they're missing I feel like Levine would have to take a Devin Booker type leap for them to actually do
Yeah.
something in the playoffs.
You know what though? It's funny when you say that, Max. A lot of people think like it's in the scoring department. It's not. I don't think that's what you mean at all. I think
No,
what you're saying, it's kind of like a guy like Trey Young last year in the playoffs. How he made that leap. How he find that balance of being a dominant scorer but knowing how to pace yourself during the game, how
well,
to go with the flow of the game.
there's no stat for it. One, like you said, there's no stat. It's just about how do you control the game.
Yeah.
Because there's stat. You could look at LeBron's best game in the finals: 41, 10, and 10 against the 50, 10, and 10 against the Warriors, but literally was a maestro out there. Controlled every facet, impacted every facet of the game, and that's what I want to see from Levine moving into the playoffs. Because
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, we know what he is in the playoffs. He's a hot
Right.
and cold guy. He'll be awful one game, be okay. Lonzo Ball, never seen him in the playoffs. Curious to see what he's gonna do. And Vucevic, he's just a known commodity. He's just solid. He's solid all
Yeah.
around. But
I'm
good job for the
excited to,
Bulls, man. Really good job.
yeah.
I'm a Bulls fan. Shout out to Wayne. I know he's happy. Little hurt about Patrick Williams, but
I'm
they've
excited.
jumped out to a really good start. They're 6-1. They have one of the best starts in the East. The Hornets are 5-1. Miami Heat's 5-1. Wizards surprisingly won or 5-1.
What have you seen out of the Wizards?
I've just seen them playing hard and maybe a little less is more with the shout out to Russell Westbrook for Kyle Kuzma, who shout out to you on. He's really good defender as he got spun around today by Jaylen Brown or spun around the other day by Jaylen Brown. Of I think they're just solid, man. I think they play hard. Bradley Beal can get it done. I think this is a little bit of a hot start, but I would pump the brakes. This is an overreaction to anyone who thinks they're a real deal. I'm sorry, Winston. I don't like to say this, bro.
No,
But I
I
like
mean,
Daniel
yeah.
Gafford a lot. I like
Look,
Daniel
they
Gafford a
lost
lot.
tonight. They lost against Atlanta, and I think it just comes back to they just have a lot of solid guys that have been playing in the NBA for a while. And yeah, they may not be good on a crucial playoff team, but during the regular season, like I just think they have a lot of guys that can just flat out play ball. It's not really like a young guy that's trying to grow. Like all these guys are established. You look at their roster. Bradley Beal established, Dinwiddie established, Harrell established, Kuzma established,
I don't
KCP.
know.
I
Come
mean,
on.
but Kuzma,
What is
Max,
Kuzma? What is he?
he is who he is, right?
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. I mean, you may not know what that is, but it's kind of
No, I
like
get you. He's a known. We know Kyle Kuzma is a solid guy. He can play in a
exactly that.
rotation. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not this young team who you know I don't know what they are yet. Like kind of like
Or-
Cleveland,
yeah. Just throwing out random D leaguers, just be seeing what sticks. I
right?
gotta give Kuzma props on this one. Averaging 11 rebounds a game.
That's that hustle, baby.
That's that hustle hard. And I'm looking at the roster one. Do you see a huge like miss on a deal they've done for in recent memory that I'm looking at?
uh
Davis Bertans. Oh my
oh
god, dude.
man, yeah, he's fell off bad.
Maybe a sign to not pay a guy after one decent year.
Yeah,
He's playing 20 minutes a game, 6 points a game.
yeah, it's tough. He was
Man.
struggling last year.
I'm not completely think he's done, but I've been watching just because I like to keep up with Winston and talk my shit to him. Second curse of the pod, sorry. But just shell of himself, dude. I don't know what's up with them. But I like Dinwiddie a lot. Dinwiddie's been good for this team.
Yeah,
Montrez, dude, averaging 20. That's what he's going to do. He's going to get buckets.
yeah. Let's go over to the West a little bit. I want to talk Warriors. The Warriors are 5-1, Max. What have you liked so far about the Warriors?
Damn near everything besides opening night because the opening night kind of hurt. Steph Curry, I said I think last year he'll never win another MVP again.
Yeah.
Feel like if it all kind of fell in place because I feel like last year he was so spectacular. They were like, oh, he could be MVP. And they were like, oh, wait, Jokic is actually like the MVP. But He's averaging what? I'm gonna guess off the top of my head. I don't know. 28, 7, and 5 assists.
He's averaging 28.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, six and a half assists.
Damn.
Pretty close.
I was probably shooting what 40, 40, and 40, 40, and like 100% from the free throw line. Don't give me the numbers. I'm just saying Steph Curry's been amazing.
Probably.
Andrew
Yeah.
Wiggins, he's a really good 3-and-D player. Is he an upgraded Harrison Barnes, or is Harrison? Would you rather have Harrison Barnes back on the team?
No, I would probably keep Wiggins instead of Harrison Barnes.
I feel like it's just about preference, but yeah, like that's how. Like there was times where I would say Harrison Barnes over Wiggins any day of the week.
Yeah,
Like we were all wrong about Wiggins being that guy who could change a franchise, right? He's a really good role player, but they've gotten the most out of him. They literally turned an asset into D'Lo. Excuse me, they turned an asset in KD into D'Lo into Wiggins, and we can talk about the Wolves after this because I got some D'Lo shit I've got to get off my chest, bro.
Look,
Go ahead,
one guy that you haven't mentioned. What about Jordan Poole, man?
I was saving him for you, man. I don't want to take all your guys. And
Look,
your boy
Jordan Poole.
Toscano.
Jordan Poole has been absolutely amazing for the Warriors, man. I feel like it gives them the leeway. Well, in particular, Steph Curry gives Steph Curry the leeway where he doesn't have to have an amazing Chef Curry night. He doesn't have to cook every night. Jordan Poole can cook dinner every once in a while for them. That's all I'm saying.
I
And
feel like
I love
Wiggins
the
too. One can get frisky and be like, "Yo, I want a sandwich."
Exactly.
You want a Sammy?
We don't got to eat curry every night.
Wiggins like, I got some maple syrup. I got y'all.
Oh my goodness! And
do you think Draymond's been Draymond so far?
Yeah, look, I think there's absolute value in the NBA when you have the same cast. I mean, they brought back almost everybody that they had from last year, besides what, Otto Porter.
I like Otto Porter for them too, but would you say the same thing about the Jazz when we go to them?
Yeah.
No, I understand. Like, you're familiar with playing guys. And I think we've seen that in the last 2 years where Draymond Green is just really pissed off all the time because he's like, what are you guys doing? You guys don't know? And it's like, dude, you got new characters. It's not David West, Anderson Varejao, Zaza. It's just you got a new cast of characters.
They got the band back together with Iggy. Iggy does this thing out there. Bielitsa, whatever his name is. They like to play a little small ball with him time and time again. For now, it looks great. For now, it's if they keep this pace going, which I think they're gonna be pretty good. I think the Warriors are a playoff team.
Oh, no doubt.
But everyone's gonna be waiting for the Clay return. And
they have homecoming one.
This brings a lot of pressure on Clay, though.
There's also one other guy you didn't mention. Number
Wiseman
pick in the draft.
Yeah,
James Wiseman.
Yeah, it's kind of giving him a little bit more room though to be a bust, don't you think?
I believe in Wiseman, man. I saw so many special plays from him last year.
Yeah, me too. And I'm in agreement.
I think with bigs especially, you have to be a little more patient with them, especially in today's NBA because they're asked to do a lot. I like it, man. I think he's going to be good for them. Like, I think there's a big you can take into consideration. They're really protective of him.
Yeah.
And I think they know he has a chance to be special. Maybe he shouldn't have been the number 2 pick. Maybe that should have been LaMelo Ball. Maybe LaMelo Ball should have been the first pick. But like I said, we're going to talk about the Wolves, and I'm going to use this second to go over there. Juan already plugged their Anthony Edwards video. I love what I've seen from Anthony Edwards. Yeah, I know we had one bad shooting night. That's par for the course with him. But the jumper looks better one. He wants to be a leader, bro. And I feel like, no offense to Cat, I've never got that vibe from Cat where he's like, I'm going to lead this team. This is my team. I feel like he's taking the team. It's his team.
Yeah. Well, it's damn sure not going to be D'Lo's team.
Thank you for bringing me to my second point. So Karl Anthony Towns demanded him, right? Are you sure that was wise? Are
Ice
you
in the
sure?
veins, bro.
Yeah, I know. I know. Was he do that? And he does. I mean, are we sure D'Lo averaging 17 points a game on 17 shots? I'm sure. Are we sure that was like the move? I
Yeah,
just
he
feel like
doesn't.
he's so bad. You think I would be an all star again? One. That's my question.
You know what? Yeah, in the right place, he can. I
Oh,
just
shut
think
the.
he. I think
Oh
he
my! You
can.
almost
I
got me
mean,
say
if he
the F
goes
word.
to I think if he goes to a team like the Brooklyn Nets in a way where he's the guy, I think he can. But I think in Minnesota, he's clearly not the guy. He's the third fiddle, and you would think like that will benefit a guy like him, where you're like, man, if I have D'Lo as my third option, that's great. But some guys just don't flourish like that. Maybe he's just as you like to say, a looter in the fire.
I
Like,
think he's always been one his whole career.
yeah,
His whole career. And I'm interested to see because it's so early in the season with the like shooting percentages. Not that I base everything on shooting percentages. I like what I've seen from Anthony Edwards' form. I think the shot selection is still a little questionable,
yeah,
but I feel like with the way he is and just the energy he brings to this team, they might not be the trash ass Wolves. Like they'll be like I know the Thunder were trash last year, one right, but I felt like they were pretty competitive the first half of the year before they just were saying we're not going to win any more games.
right,
And I feel like the Wolves for so long have just been okay. We're going to Minnesota. Let's go stomp them out real quick.
yeah. I, you know what? I've been liking the Wolves all year so far. I didn't like that Orlando game. I know it's just one game, but it's just the most recent memory I have of them. I'm pretty sure D'Lo went somewhere along the lines of 1-9 or something from shooting.
No, no, not him. You're
Let me
kidding
see.
me.
I'm looking. I'm bringing up the box score right
I
now.
got it right here. I got it for you. I got it right here.
Yeah, 1 for 8, 1 for 5 from 3 point
How did
land.
he go plus 15? Shooting 1 for 8, bro.
Yeah, so that's just the stuff right there where it just kills them against a bad Orlando Magic team, in my opinion. And they were up in this game, like because I had them in a separate parlay, and I was so disappointed that the Wolves lost the lead and wound up losing by 15 plus points. But it's a process; they're still growing. But you gotta love the leadership, like you said, from Anthony Edwards. That's the biggest thing. And you kind of look at Cat where I like Cat as the second dude. Like if Cat's not the vocal leader, and you don't want him to be. Just be out there and be one of the best shooting centers in the league. Because that's what he is.
Do you think Anthony Edwards has some Jimmy Butler in him?
I can't say that yet. No, I think he's a little bit more lit. He needs he needs to kind of be an asshole at times, man. That's part of being a leader. You have to be an asshole at times. You have to be the adult in the room.
You gotta kick the team in the butt sometimes. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
come on, like we're gonna go do this. I
Yeah.
feel you 100%. I really quick want to just do a sidebar. Um, so that game Rush shot 1 for 8 and had 3 points. Is there a like term we can coin for that type of game where you shoot more than you score? Can we come up with a name real quick? So
The D'Lo game? I don't
no,
know. It's not the
so this is
D'Lo
what I was
game.
thinking because his last name is Russell, and the other guy I was gonna bring up, Russell Westbrook. Can we call this the Russ special?
The
The
Russ
Roussel
special, man.
special?
Let's get into it because we got a lot of Laker fans that watch our
We're
podcast.
not gonna spend a long amount of time on this. Okay? Just to not be biased. I'm gonna say this one. Russ has had 5 out of 7 games where he has achieved the Russ special, where he shot more than he scored. This is a record pace for him. You love it, right?
I mean, kind of.
That's what you signed up for, or what?
Yeah, this is this is what we signed up for. We're gonna have these nights. What are your overall thoughts on the Lakers so far? I don't know where to put it.
It's an overreaction to say they're not a really good team,
Yeah,
but it's an underreaction if you take these problems they have lightly.
yeah,
Because I feel like these problems, aka Russell Westbrook off ball, is a huge problem, and defense is going to be a problem, especially when Carmelo Anthony has been an amazing scoring six man. Like I
Bro,
think Melo
shout
has a
out to
case.
Melo. Hello, Melo. My man's is playing Team USA Melo basketball.
I just want to say for everybody in the comment section of everything that says, I can't believe this dude was out of the league. Go watch him. He deserves to
Yeah.
be out of the league. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but I always got to bring it up because it hurts me to my core. But I think he's got a chance to win Sixth Man of the Year this year. But if you're going to close the game with Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, LeBron, AD, throw in Camp Bazemore, whatever 3-and-D guy you want, you have two bad defenders. Russ can't guard nobody, and Melo can't. So that's what I'm a little scared of. So that's what I would say. I have not been super troubled with what I've seen, but I still think the problems are going to be a year-long problem.
I don't know where to put my finger on it. I seen good signs. Like I watched the Cleveland game a couple of nights ago. I thought that was the Lakers' most complete game that they had. As far as defensive wise too. I love what they did on defense, but I get you with the whole Russell Westbrook thing. It's kind of weird. Frank Vogel is still trying to figure out shit, bro. Like he plays them with so many different rotations and people trying to find the right spot. It didn't help when LeBron was out that when LeBron comes back in, he's so ball dominant. And
He doesn't know what to do when he doesn't have the ball, Russ. He still doesn't know.
yeah. So I don't know, man. I've heard a couple people say, like I heard Bill Simmons shit where he's comparing this team to like the 2019 Cavs.
Oh, we're
Where
not
they,
we're not that washed.
yeah. I mean, that'll be to me if you wind up trading Russ, it's like to
That
me,
is
what
some
the hell are you doing?
that is Cavish one, but I would say Anthony Davis might be a slight improvement to Kevin Love that year. Slightly.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will say
most
about one thing
definitely.
about our boy AD1. My man still has not learned how to not fall.
Oh yeah. Oh.
He's going down frequently. I've counted 5 times where he's gone down and winced very hardly and grabbed his knee. You know, he does his walk where like he favors one side.
Yeah.
It's been awful. I hate
Yeah.
that dude so much when it comes to anytime he falls one, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Like, okay, I just want to say one thing. Everyone calls him A Disney, right? Or Mr.
Yeah.
Glass, whatever you want to call him. He falls a lot and doesn't get hurt as much as he falls. I will say it takes a lot of falls to get him down, but he'll go down at some point. He falls a lot.
Yeah.
I'm saying like every 10 falls, he gets a little injury. So that's not that bad a ratio.
It's made out of glass, man. Made out of glass. Gotta stay healthy, AD. Uh the Charlotte Hornets. They ended up losing tonight against the Cavs. But LaMelo had a good game. LaMelo's kind of been up and down. We're talking about how this is where players like him have a big sophomore season most of the time in the NBA. If you're gonna be a great player, been really up and down though. What are your thoughts so far on the Hornets and specifically Lonzo Ball, or
Well,
excuse me, Lamelo
we're
Ball?
talking about LaMelo Ball, but nice. Maybe we can transition to Jello. We'll hit all 3. I feel like he's been very good. I'll take that back. He's been good. I don't want to say very good. I was gonna say there has been someone on this team who I feel's kind of stolen the shine this first few weeks of the season. Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball, he's still creative. I know he's gonna always be a little feast or famine from 3-point. He's gonna have House of Highlights is gonna make so much money off this guy. They're gonna have to give him ownership in the company. I feel like he hasn't taken the leap that I thought he would take. I've never
It's
been a
still
big
early.
LaMelo Ball guy. Very early. I feel like he's the same player he was last year. Is that wrong of me to say?
Um, no, I do think some aspects of his game he got a little bit better. I think I like his form. Like I really do think he worked on his form during the summer. It looks a little bit more clean, I would say. But one thing that I've noticed about him where I don't like to see, and it's a reflection of kind of like his personality, kind of the problems that a lot of people were talking about even before he even hit the NBA draft, was kind of like these, personality issues, or I would say like disciplinary shit as far as on the basketball
What
court.
have you seen?
Well, I know in one of these games, like James Borrego literally benched him for the fourth quarter, or a good portion of crunch time minutes, due to him just doing stupid shit like taking ill-advised threes or not protecting the ball right. And that scares me because that's kind of, I don't know what to put my finger on it. Maybe it's just like an immaturity thing. Like I don't know, but I hate to see that, bro, because you have to be the adult in the room as far as like what you are to this franchise. Like he is the Charlotte Hornets. He is what brings everything to the table for this
I
team.
I don't think he is the team, but I think I understand what you're saying. Like he's like the prize from that draft
Yes.
for them. Like he
Yes.
has the potential.
Right.
Do you? I'm trying to think of how to best sum this one. I know I've been stumbling over my words today. I am a little tired. I won't lie to you. I'm a little cranky boy. But is his what? Yeah, I don't know how to say this, man. Like, okay, obviously he has some of the makings of a superstar one, but
Yeah.
why? But what's stopping him from being Jamal Crawford the rest of his career? He's
Good
come in
point.
off the bench, hit shots, but never really playing fourth quarters. And the fourth quarter thing, Juan, has been present since last year. He doesn't play a lot of fourth quarters.
Right. Yeah.
So I
And
know that
that's what
sounds
scares
crazy to
me.
say. I, Jamal Crawford gets you 20 a game, one for his whole career. Whole career, he got you 20 a game. But that's not what, it's not an amazing player. Like, I know Jamal
Eh,
Crawford's best six man ever won, but whatever. He wasn't a top 50 player in the league at any point in his life.
Yeah, and look, I understand, dude. Like he's only what 20 years old.
He got a lot of growth, but I'm just saying it's been a little,
Yeah.
it's just, some red flags have popped up. Like, that's why I said I would have to sit this kid down and talk to him before I even touch him with the 10 football.
Right. Right. And I'm glad that he has James Borrego as a coach. I'm glad that a coach his stature is teaching him a lesson and taking more of the development route. Like that's more important to him than winning the game. Because a lot of coaches out there will let him get away with this shit and still play because you're that desperate of winning games. They're like, well, we gotta have him out there. He's our best chance to win.
The
And
Warriors
Borrego's
did
like, you know what?
something similar last year, one to the
Yeah,
Wiseman. I'm sorry to
yeah.
interrupt you.
No, you're right though. You're right though. And like I said, he's really young. I don't wanna jump the gun and say, he's this or that. It's just
Should
something I
we
see.
should we make the next video LaMelo Ball is a bust, and then a year later why we were wrong about LaMelo
Right.
Ball?
No, I
Like,
look, and Max can tell you guys, I'm one of the biggest LaMelo fans. I was a big fan of LaMelo before he, like a year before the draft, like as he hit the fucking international route. I was telling
one
Max, like, I think Max is wrong. Like me and Max had conversations, like Max is like, dude, that fucking kid, like everyone just loves him because he scored 100. And I'm like, I'm on the other side. Like, I think he's gonna be really good.
one has been a Ball in the Family season ticket holder since season one, and Ball in the Family. That's all I'll
I
say for
crossed the
that.
line with Jello though. All right. It's not like I
Dude,
just
I'm
love
telling you,
every ball.
I think if Jello played football, he'd be in the league right now, being a fullback somewhere.
Just a little fun fact. Believe it or not, Leangelo Ball's Max's favorite ball brother by far.
I love an underdog, kids. I love it. I agree. He stole the sunglasses. He did wrong. He's
Uh,
not good. He's not great at basketball, but he can maybe be a 12th man one day.
no.
That come on.
Yeah.
That's a, Let me give him his flowers. If he
There
12
you
man
go.
somewhere, he's a
All right,
12 man somewhere.
who do you want to hit on next, Max? Go anywhere you want.
Well, I think we should talk since we're talking about LaMelo Ball and we're talking about a leap. Is there a guard who's been more impressive this year than John Morant?
Man, yeah.
If you want to,
He
go there. Go to the
yeah, he
Grizzlies for a
killed it
second.
against the Lakers when they played.
Uh, Not on that last free throw though.
Yeah.
Little miss your free throw. But no, he's been amazing, dude. I love what I've seen from his shooting. The form looks better. He looks more comfortable from there. He's averaging 30 points a game. There is a dark side to the Grizzlies one, and I think that's the play of Jaren Jackson Jr. right now. He got a big deal in the offseason, 4 for 100. He hasn't been producing like it, though. And
Yeah.
if this team wants to be a contender, they need him.
I think if it continues to do this, I think midway through the season, they have to kind of switch their identity and they need to get rid of the guy in Steven Adams. I think they need to put all their chips into the young guys and let Jaren Jackson play the 5. You got to stop with this whole playing him at the 4 and letting him be like more of a Swiss Army knife guy or whatever the case is. Play the small ball 5, let him play center and go from there. Like stop with this Valanciunas and Steven Adams whole deal. I mean, you've been preaching it for about 2 years now.
Exactly, bro. I just don't get it. I don't get why you have someone as big as he is, as long as he is, as talented as he is, so far away all the time. And if he's playing next to Miles Turner, I'm like, okay, no, they can switch sometimes. Miles Turner can go spread the court. Steven Adams can't. Jonas Valanciunas really couldn't.
No.
All that being said, he played 11 games last year. He came back at the end of the year. It's kind of hard to get readjusted into the league after you miss 6 months. And he's off to a slow start. I'm not super worried, but like you said, their signs are there of a little trouble brewing. He's 22 years old, too, so I think that's just another food for thought on him. He's got plenty of time to figure it out. I bet he'll be a really good player. He's only
He might not
averaging
have enough time to figure it out for the Grizzlies, though.
I think they're going to be patient with him, bro. I really
think
he's got so many really good traits, man.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's got to figure out how to do it, and the Grizzlies have to put him in a better position to figure it out.
Yeah, like it's early in the season still, and I think if their record is not amazing by the halfway point, by the trade deadline, you got to make some changes, make some calls. You got to risk it, bro, and you got to go young. Don't be scared to go young. That's what got you here. Is all these young guys. You gotta develop them. And if you have an opportunity with Jaren Jackson to switch up his play style, do it. Play him at the 5. Don't just let him die at the 4.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule to have in general. They're going to be shorthanded. No pun intended to Dylan Brooks dealing with a broken hand.
Yeah.
But they have a guy in Desmond Bane from TCU who I loved coming out. He's older than Jaren Jackson in his second year of his career. That's freaking crazy. I love what I've seen from this guy. What have you liked what you've seen from Desmond Bane?
Yeah. I mean, we're saying it for the last 2 seasons that the Grizzlies are so deep with their talent. They just have solid all over the place. And that just goes to show you, like Dylan Brooks goes down, okay, they got another guy in Bane that's not too bad himself. So it just goes to show you the depth that the Grizzlies have.
Is it an overreaction to think he can keep up his pace of scoring 18 a game?
Yeah.
Do you think he has all the makings of a very good scorer?
No, he does, obviously. Yeah.
Shooting 43% from 3. He's a sniper, man. I love his game. I love the look of how he goes about it, like just the way he plays. Grizzlies got a lot of talent, man. They just have to figure out a way to maximize it.
Yeah. So I want to move on to a team that's not really talked about all that much. Me and you were high on them this season, but I found myself watching a lot of Pacer games and just waiting for something like tonight. They beat the hell out of San Antonio. I'm glad that they won.
They
But
needed a win, man. They needed
yeah,
some wins.
because they've been struggling. I believe they're 2-5 now or 2-6.
2-6. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had
So
3 like one possession losses.
yeah,
I will
and
say that.
Brogdon, I think Brogdon missed a couple of games for them.
Mhm. Karis LeVert's played 1 game.
Yeah. So they're not at full strength, but one guy that has caught my attention that I'm low key liking, Quis Duarte.
Who
The
said that one? I mocked him to Indiana in the
you
draft, my
did,
guy.
you did,
What did
and
I
I
say? I
found
said,
myself,
oh.
a big fan of him. He can score the hell out of the ball.
He has been a little shot happy one for my liking. Like, you got to reel in a little bit, but he can shoot that thing. He can defend.
Yeah.
I love what I've seen from Chris Duarte, who is 2 years older than Jaren Jackson somehow.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I watched, I found myself watching a lot of Pacer games, and that kid just caught my eye. And I remember you and Wayne talking about him, and he's just really solid. I think he's gonna be a solid NBA player.
No doubt. He's going to have a very long career. He's going to be one of those Danny Green guys that just goes from contender to contender.
Yeah.
What have you liked from our guys, the bonus?
He is who he is, bro. He's still diming people up. He still has the touch around the rim. It kind of sucks. I mean, he's not really taking a massive leap. He's just steady, honestly.
Do you think it's time to call it on the Miles Turner? It's a bonus thing. I don't know
Not quite
why
yet.
they
Not quite
still
yet.
keep trying with Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Can I tell you why they keep trying with him? One, can I tell you?
Yeah.
Where's his box scores? I'm sorry. I've seen one the other day and I was like, okay. The first game he has 10, then he has 9, 10, 5, 4, and then he has 40.
Miles Turner?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He
That's
shot
crazy.
50 and then back to 9. This is what I don't understand, bro. How do you go from 5 shots, 6 shots to 22 shots?
Yeah.
To 3.
You know what though? It is underrated what he brings defensively. He's
Very good
he's a
defender.
good shot
Very
blocker.
good. But for $25 million, do you want him?
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Maybe it's that deal with, like the Jaren Jackson thing. Let Sabonis cook at the 5.
I wouldn't mind seeing him. I know the defense wouldn't be great, but I feel like Sabonis can just be vertical all game and deter enough. And I feel like you'd rather go in on offense and just make your offense even better.
Yeah.
Because Miles Turner is just...
You know what? Especially last year with the whole success that the Phoenix Suns had with DeAndre Ayton, I think people are really looking towards that value of a just big man that can play defense like that.
Are you at all worried about the Suns' start to the year? They're like 2-3.
Not at all. It's
Just
way
slow
too early.
start.
Yeah, slow start. They'll be all right. I
What
think
about the
they'll be
Nets?
fine.
Same thing?
James Harden kind of looks out of shape at first, but god damn, they're
No.
just
No, why? Not that guy. Okay, look, if you're gonna build your all out of shape team right now, we didn't practice this, we didn't rehearse it. I think we got to get Harden at the 2, or you can put
yeah.
Harden 1 through 3, wherever you want him, bro.
Got to put Zion there.
Zion's a good 4.
Yeah.
Who else is out of shape? Luka from last year. We'll put him.
No, he's in shape
put,
this year.
Okay. Who else can we put? Who's the center?
Maybe a
Who's
little
out
Paul
of shape?
George in there.
Paul George is out of shape?
Kind of looks like it.
Who else you got? Oh, yeah. Throw in Embiid at the 5. Embiid ain't ever can't get in shape, like really, really good shape. I wish he could.
Lowry?
No. Stop. Draymond last year?
Yeah, a little bit.
And maybe AD last year? Throw in AD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, so we got Harden, Zion, Draymond, AD, and Embiid. I like this squad.
Yeah. Brooklyn looks good though. Brooklyn looks good just because of KD. KD just bails them out in so many situations.
Does Brooklyn look like they're missing somebody? Who is that somebody?
Kyrie.
Yeah, do they look like they're
Honestly, I don't
missing
think they are though. I like what I see from Blake Griffin night and night. As crazy as that sounds, he
somehow Blake's
bamboozled
playing
the
good?
he bamboozled the Pistons, bro. He can still play,
So
but
I have one Harden stat and we can move on. 2019 he shot 12 free throws a game. 2020 he shot 7. This year he's shooting 5. I think we should talk about the new rule for a second. I love it.
I
I
love it too.
love it.
Yeah,
We got to stop rewarding this offense for these bullshit fouls they instigate, or no one touches them, they flail, they get the call.
yep,
I will say though, LeBron still gets hacked when he attacks the basket, doesn't get the call. But Trey Young, James Harden, it's nice to see, man. It's
yeah.
very nice to see.
Besides Mobley, what rookie has impressed you? We
Chris
haven't
Duarte,
seen Duarte. Yeah, we talked about him. Any other ones?
Cade Cunningham played a little bit. He played 19 minutes. He's only played one game, so not really him. What is about Jalen Green? We've seen him twice. We've seen him against the Lakers.
You
I
know what?
liked him. He's been streaky.
He's exactly what I thought
We,
he was gonna be
I'm with you
so
on that,
far.
bro. I was
Exactly. Like the way I pictured it, everything, bro. The way he scores, the way he plays like if he literally didn't miss a beat in the G League. A
he's like
guy that can score
I
the hell out of
feel
the ball.
well, first of all, I feel like he's on a G League team right now, so he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is great. I'm right where I belong."
I feel right at home, baby.
uh, I have I have liked Franz Wagner a little bit from Michigan. Wayne, I believe, liked him,
Bro, he
but
had a huge game tonight.
uh, yeah, Scotty Barnes, he's been up and down. He got hurt with his
Oh
thumb.
yeah, you know what? Let's talk.
He's
Let's
had some
talk.
highlights.
Let's talk three more. Okay, let's
Okay,
hit Toronto, Milwaukee, and Boston. I just want to hit those three teams. So
okay.
Toronto, yeah, Scotty Barnes, so unique, bro. I love the way Toronto lets him push up the ball up court, and he has the most awkward shot. I feel like, but it works. Like it's cool. Like he finds a way to get jiggy with it, bro. Like Scotty
Well, all that
Barnes is
matters is if it goes in.
it does, and it
That's
looks
all that
clean at
matters.
the end of the day. I Something has to change with his feet though. Maybe that's what I'm looking at. His feet just are kind of weird. Like he has to have them planted a certain way. I don't know. It's weird, but I love what Toronto's doing. They're assholes. They're assholes of the East. No one likes to play them. They can switch
And
everything.
has
They
Pascal
got
been playing? I don't think he has, right?
not really,
I feel
but
like
oh
he was kind of peaked very early.
yeah,
Oh wow, he's gonna miss. Is expected to be out 5 months. That was June, so I don't think he's even played yet, has he? No.
no, no.
Really
But
quick, just because we were talking about rookies, one there's one rookie I want to talk about. Then we can talk about those teams. Jalen Suggs, I'm feeling pretty good right now, man. I know it's been 2 weeks. I'm not gonna say he's a bust, but a lot of the things I've said I've seen in the games, man, where it's just difficulty to be athletic and just generate baskets. He's shooting 12 shots to get 12 points right now. He's a rookie. I guess he's on Orlando. I just haven't liked what I've seen from him, man. To be truthful with you, I don't know if you've seen
yeah,
much Orlando.
no, I've seen a little bit. I've seen Wagner. Wagner looks better than him.
Wagner's popped more than him. Yeah,
Yeah, and look, I understand it's Orlando. Cole Anthony seems to be taking on more of a leadership role than him. You know, it's so true. We I sound like a broken record, Max. To be a leader, you got to be good. You got to be able to be good. Not everyone can be a Jared Dudley, you know? Sometimes the leader of your team has to be good. They have to be one of the best players on the team. And Cole Anthony right now, I'm not saying he's going to be better than Suggs. I'm not saying Suggs is going to be a bust. But as of right now, Cole Anthony is a better player than Suggs. He's probably their best player on that team this year. And, Cole Anthony's just taking the shine.
no doubt. And they need talent in Orlando, so they need to hit on this pick too. But we'll see what happens. It's so early.
Anything,
So much
any,
stuff can happen.
any props to Mo Bamba? Been playing all right. Like if he wants to save his NBA
So
career.
you were talking about those 3 teams. Which one do you want to go to now? Look, I like Mo Bamba, man, but it's over for him. He ain't gonna be the guy we thought he
I
was
see a
gonna
little
be.
bit. I got hope, bro. I got hope in
So if you were
Mo.
the Jazz, would you trade Rudy for Mo?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. Let's go then. So
All
what team you
right.
want to talk about? We got 2 more, I think.
Yeah, let's head to the Milwaukee Bucks. How do you feel about the Bucks? They came out opening night. Giannis looked like he hasn't missed a beat. But they're 3-4 right now. It's kind of crazy that I kind of feel like they're the teams that you come in and you just want. It's kind of like what the Lakers have been suffering for years, where you're playing the Lakers and it's a big game just because you're playing them, you know, and
Mhm.
they're the defending champs. You're gonna get the best out of everyone every single night, and that's what's happening.
I wouldn't worry too much, Juan. I feel like they've kinda had a difficult schedule a little bit. I know they beat the crap out of the Nets opening night, but Drew Holiday's missed the game. They don't have DiVincenzo back. Brooke Lopez was gone. They're working guys, and I like the addition of Grayson Allen, man. I really like what he brought to their team. I think they're gonna
Yeah,
be fine in the long run. They still have Giannis. They got Middleton. That's all
yeah.
they need,
Giannis
man.
looks great.
Oh
Giannis
my
looks like the
god.
best player in the league, honestly.
He's definitely the most dominant one. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Side note, you brought up Lopez. Robin Lopez gets the award for being the most goofiest looking basketball player in the NBA because he plays for
Wait,
Orlando. He looks so goofy in that uniform.
does he still have the big socks?
Yes, he looks like a fucking goofball. He looks like an absolute fucking goofball in that uniform. You gotta leave
Oh,
Orlando, dog. You look like a fucking clown in that uniform.
hey,
He's way
that's
too
not
big.
nice.
The way his uniform is, the way he got the long socks going, the long ass hair. He looks goofy, bro. I'm sorry.
Way to
Freaking
bring it back
Robin
to the
Lopez.
Magic conversation. So the last team one wants to talk about, if my memory serves me right, is you said
Boston
Milwaukee,
Celtics.
Boston Celtics. I'm sorry.
They're two
Off
and
to a slow
five.
start.
Yeah, 2-5, man. And to me, his team is not that good. They're really not. It's Jason Tatum and Brown or bust. I seen a little
You don't
bit
love Dennis
of
Schroeder?
I seen a little bit of Schroeder tonight, but it really is. It's if those two are not in the game, Max, they're dead in the water. They're relying on freaking Al Horford to turn back the clock. Like Al Horford was scoring big points for them. And
Marcus Smart hasn't had a great start to the year either, shooting
yeah,
wise.
yeah. Josh Richardson looks like he's still bad.
I'm gonna have to give you back the money you gave me on that one. That was a bad one. I think it's telling when Al Horford's your fourth leading scorer and it goes from 26 to 14.
Yeah,
And it's just when you look at the roster, he's always been a guy who's out for himself a little bit.
right.
He's an aggressive type of guy. They just don't have no depth. One, like think about who do they have? Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Josh Richardson,
Who
Jabari Parker,
who
Romeo
got hurt again
Langford.
tonight? Robert Williams. Count on it for that.
He takes one huge leap a game and fall. Like that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. He gets hurt more than AD because
yeah,
he AD glass, but he like gets the soft landing. Robert Williams goes down like a ton of bricks.
yeah. No,
I
the
don't know what to make of
Celtics.
this Celtics team. They're not a contender. I'll say that. They might make the playoffs. They'll be a little frisky, but they're no real contender. They don't
Yeah,
have, my estimation, when they have 3 good players. I'd say 4. Schroeder, Smart, Tatum, and Brown. Everyone else is kind of whatever's.
they need to make something happen. I don't think Brown is the problem. I really don't. Me and Max were thinking of this a little,
Shh, shh, shh,
uh,
shh, shh, shh,
back
shh. Don't.
little.
Hey, hey, hey.
Nah,
What you
let's
doing? Want
tell
to
him
look
because we're
behind the
not gonna do
scenes?
it. Because we're not
We're
gonna. Yeah, a
not?
little behind the scenes. Because I really don't. I don't want to do it anymore because I don't think them two are the problem. I think they can work. They just don't have anyone with them, honestly. And I think it's gonna come down to Tatum being the better guy, and they're gonna have to trade Brown to just get more pieces. Like imagine Brown as $1, they're gonna get 3 quarters back or 4 quarters back. just like depth and players and stuff. I
Yeah,
truly
maybe.
feel that.
What if you traded Brown to Indiana and you've got Sabonis and Duarte back? Would you do it?
I would do that.
Yeah. What if you traded Brown to Portland for CJ and Larry Nance?
It's interesting.
That's an interesting one. I'm thinking off the top.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons? I don't mind. He's working on his shot, says Doc.
Yeah. Let's make it a mission not to talk about Ben Simmons.
Oh, we're not. That's
Yeah.
I was only mentioned in his joke one. You forgot one team I think we should talk about. I just thought of them. We got to talk about the Heat real quick, and we'll go.
Yeah. He looked
Tyler
good.
Hero stepped up one. Maybe he does belong in that Luka Trae Young tier. Maybe we was tripping.
It's early, but
Very.
you gotta love what you see from the Heat. They struggled last year to start off the season. That was a big reason why they caught themselves in a hole in the like little playoff race and like seeding wise. This
Well, they
year
had the short
they're on a
off
roll.
season. They had the short off
Yeah.
season because of COVID.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Lowry addition? I think he's been great for them.
Falls right into place. It's gonna work. And the writing was on the wall, Max. They're like, he's a Pat Riley guy. He has the same
Heat
DNA
culture.
as Heat culture. He has the same DNA as Jimmy Butler, bro. They're the bullies on the block. The one thing about them, number one thing, is health. Because those two guys, they're on the older side. They got a lot of miles on them. They're in it for the long call. You gotta pray if you're a Miami Heat fan for those guys to stay healthy. You love what Bam brings to the table. Not making a major leap, but
Little leap.
a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. And it's not much. He's still a great player. But you gotta love what you see from the Heat.
I feel like Duncan Robinson's had a slow start to the year one, and when they get him really going with the way Hero's been playing,
yeah,
Miami's deep. They still have Oladipo on the shelf who might come back and just be a spark.
Yeah,
I like this Miami team. I think they're a real contender. I feel like it's right now. It's them, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee, and the Hawks are a little bit looking out. We didn't really talk much about the Hawks. They're still doing good. They've had some weird stuff happen. I like the Hawks. I don't really think there's much to talk about though.
no. I think we did good. We talked about some teams that we found interesting. We did a little bit of rookie talk.
What's your biggest overreaction of over and under reaction so far in your head?
Overreaction, probably the Cavs. Underreaction, I don't know. Maybe the Bulls. What about you?
I think my overreaction of just what I've seen is I'm thinking on the spot. I think the overreaction would be to write off the Pacers. I think the Pacers are going to be just fine. And the biggest underreaction would probably be I think Miles Bridges. I think Miles Bridges is here to stay. I think he's going to have a really big year. I think he's going to steal some of that LaMelo shine.
He never would, though. Just to tell you that.
House of Highlights isn't on.
They're going to keep that alive. All righty, but there you go. Overreactions, underreactions for NBA. And we know, guys, it's only been about 2 weeks, but we got it for you guys. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. If not, it is at Max_JuanCast. Shout out to all the audio listeners on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to write us a review. Give us a 5-star rating. It helps out tremendously.
Oh, big help.
Yes.
Overreact to this podcast and like it extra. Overreact when you see the video on YouTube and smash that like button. The same way the Rams are going to smash the Tennessee Titans without Derrick Henry and Von Miller, who's wearing number 41.
Ew.
That's an ugly-ass number. That's what he wore in college.
That's nasty.
That shit ugly. You look like a fullback, bro. Go ahead and get
shit
you
weak
50.
as fuck. That shit weak as fuck. Anyway, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Wednesday,
my guy. We out. Peace.